This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Well, and a pleasant good afternoon in the middle of the afternoon for a Great Plains Invitational here at the Great Plains Coliseum. Glad that you could join us for an exciting afternoon and evening slate of basketball games. 8 teams in the tournament, and all 3 Lawton schools are in this contest. And then we actually have another, which is Northwest with, not Northwest Classen, but Newcastle, part of the Oklahoma Sports Network. So we actually have 4, half of the field representing for the Oklahoma Sports Network. We also have Putnam City, we have Tulsa Memorial, and Northwest Classen with U.S. Grant. And the Classen-U.S. Grant matchup is what's going to be first for a 2 o'clock start. So glad you could join us on the network and also on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hey, we did this the other day with Elgin with basketball. I do want to kind of bring up a public service announcement, kind of the rule changes for basketball in 2023-24. And I've noticed one thing of doing one full, complete basketball game. It goes fast. I mean, because now the 1-and-1s are done away with. So there's no more bonus with the 1-and-1. The bonus will be 2 shots, automatic, and the bonus begins at 5 fouls. Team fouls will reset each quarter. That's a new change. And the scoreboard will show a maximum of 5 fouls per quarter. So it's easy to watch, except for those in the stands who knew what things were for so long. So your fouls are going to be, you're going to take it out underneath or you're going to go to the line, but there's no more 1-and-1. So if you just think of that, you'll be fine. Grade Buelig and myself going to join you for the next couple of games. We got some great matchups on slate, including Graydon that's going to be a part of the MacArthur Highlanders. That's going to be showcased a city rival at 8 o'clock with Eisenhower. What's going to be the makeup of that one?
It's going to be a really physical game. Eisenhower, really athletic. They've been down a little bit the last 3 games, but I think tonight, obviously, it's a rivalry game, in-city rivalry game.
First time you guys have played each other,
this season. So it's going to be a big game, and both teams, especially obviously MacArthur, but both teams have to come just ready to play and do their stuff. Don't try and do anything different, and the best team's obviously going to pull out the win, and hopefully it is the Highlanders tonight.
Okay, and earlier in the 6 o'clock game, we have an interesting one that's going to be Lawton High and Putnam City. The game after this one also showcasing Newcastle with Tulsa Memorial. So we just be able to we're going to be able to have that as well. So we got about 2.5 minutes before we tip this one off, as the Great Plains Invitational will kick off with the first of 4 games. And we'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Landscaping and Irrigation has been providing top-rated professional landscape and irrigation services for the past 25 years. They take your vision for that perfect landscaping project for your home, new construction, or business and make it a reality with their easy financing options. You'll want to make sure to ask them about their seasonal services too. 4D Landscaping and Irrigation. Call 510-9983.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
Are you ready for a debit card? Well, this card is more than you may realize. It's a reward-earning, style-affirming, money-managing, do-it-all debit card, like a key to the world. It's the Pay Me debit card from Communication Federal. Our Pay Me account pays you real cash that adds up fast, earning rewards when you use your card. So get a free Pay Me debit card today. It's secure shopping and payment power online or in stores. Sounds like you're ready. Communication Federal Credit Union.
Guys, the toilet's clogged! Stop again! Oh, that's gross. Unnecessary clogging. 30-minute fix. We'll have you back and using the toilet in no time.
Don't let bad plumbing penalize you. Call Whitehead Plumbing today.
When plumbing problems hit hard like a linebacker, call an audible. Whitehead Plumbing is here to tackle them head on.
Whitehead Plumbing, the real MVPs.
Yeah! Woo! We're your plumbing MVP.
Your job can get dirty. You need a solution. At Waste Solutions, we offer front-end loaders, roll-off containers, and dumpsters for any job, large or small. Our services are for everybody, from small businesses to contractors to construction companies and everyone in between. We are a locally owned company, and we've been serving our community for 21 years. We love Southwest Oklahoma, and we take care of our own. Every dirty problem has a solution. We're Waste Solutions. Click or call today.
Arrow Sign Company has been serving Oklahoma and surrounding states for over 60 years. As a family-owned business, our focus has always been on driving people to your door, not just selling you a sign. From custom sign design and manufacturing to installation and service, Arrow Sign has the knowledge and experience to deliver the ideal sign for you while using materials of the highest quality to ensure that your sign will look great for years and years to come. We design and manufacture our signs for longevity, so you get the greatest return on investment possible. Arrow Sign Company, helping your business thrive since 1955.
Goodbye, paperwork. Hello, convenience. Farewell, waiting. Hello, personal service. Catch you later, dreaming. Hello, planning. Buy your dream home, connect with a personal banker, and easily schedule an appointment with digital tools from Arvest Bank. Goodbye limits, hello possibilities.
And welcome back to the Great Plains Coliseum, day number 1 in the slate of first of the 4 games of the 8 teams in action. And we're going to start off with the Northwest Classen and U.S. Grant. We got the starting lineups being introduced. It's Kamar Cyrus, number 1. Also, we have Leslie Rose as senior, number 3. Wearing number 5 is Quincy McVeigh. Wearing number 11, Brandon Butler. Starting lineups for the Northwest Classen Knights. Now the U.S. Grant going to be in their all-whites with kind of red and black. Glad you could join us. As we're going to do the starting lineups, I was going to ask you about this. I want to ask you, what do you think about the rules changes, Marco? Got you here on the headset. This is your tournament. Kind of a new change, no 1-and-1. There's a little bit of different strategy involved. No hack-a-shack anymore. So, like it, don't like it? I know you had to live with it, but what's your feelings on it?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I love it.
The game pace goes a lot faster.
Yeah, less free throws, more strategy, especially in the fourth quarter. I can't count the number of games where we started the fourth quarter in the bonus, and we shot free throws the entire fourth quarter. So it gives you 4 free fouls in the fourth quarter, which is big down the stretch, because I've won games and I've lost games because other teams were shooting 1 million free throws in the fourth quarter. So I love it.
Yeah. So we're ready to jump in center court. Grant in all white, Northwest Classen with the black and the purple outlay, and the going to be controlled by Northwest Classen with an immediate turnaround jumper. Shot is going to be a little bit low off the mark and an air ball, and Grant comes back with the immediate rebound. We'll set up with outside perimeter, and we've got some press. And we're talking about in-your-face defense by Northwest Classen. And Grant's going to have to deal with that early in the get-go. And there's a steal, but it goes out of bounds, but last touched by Classen. So U.S. Grant will still retain possession on their first possession.
Yeah, Northwest Classen, that's what they're known for. Get up, pressure you, play full court man. Really do a good job.
So we're going to swing out with a little touch pass. Top of the key. We're going to roll that with Smith. Sage loses that. Control Northwest Classen with an easy fast break. Little finger roll to the tip, but it comes no good. He'll get the rebound, put up for a downtown 3 mark. Back irons no good. Loose ball picked up by U.S. Grant. So 2 trips down the floor in Northwest Classen, and now a steal and now a free layup. This should be coming up for 2. Up and missed, but the follow through is good? No good. No, it's good. Okay, thank you. I thought it was my deceiving eyes that Northwest Classen gets on the board first.
The Classen kid gets a steal and tries to dunk it.
Yeah.
A minute into the game and gets hung. They've already got 3 steals.
And already, yeah, and that's what you kind of indicated how close that he was to the player. You thought, okay, that's coming, and if you don't pickpocket and get a foul on it, the aggressiveness paid off, but only 2 points to show for it. And U.S. Grant still with the ball on the opportunity, trying to get their first bucket tonight, down on their end of the floor. 6:40 to go, tipped away, and that's stolen again by Northwest Classen. So 3 steals. Oh, a little move as he tried to do the Euro step inside the paint, and he's fouled on the way in.
Classen's so guard heavy. They went 18-5 last year and returned everybody. And they're not very big, but they're really athletic, really fast, thrive off turnovers. If you don't take care of the ball, they will just get out in transition, and it's just going to be up and down all night long.
Well, we're going to go to the line shooting 2. As we said, no mention of the 1-and-1 any longer. A new rules change for OSSAA for the 23-24 season. A little bend in the knees. Gets the one bounce and then roll out. And so really the lid has been kind of closed early. And, this is your tournament. You kind of selected it. But, you got some powerhouses like when you mentioned Northwest Classen. We won't even get into Tulsa Memorial. Also make the long trip from the east side to come over here to be a part of this for your second year. But it looks pretty good to start off.
Yeah, really excited about the competition. With the new district play, losing in tournaments don't matter.
Yeah.
So you play 14 games a year that really matter in 5A and 6A, and really that's all you're judged by. That's the way they make the playoff seedings and everything. And so these games are good for us to get some really good competition in, and the teams that we brought in have the same mentality. So I love it.
Well, and that's the other thing is, too, I think, if you not that it was broke, that you say you have to clean up a little bit, but, the rules changes, and the district was always a complaint for those in the West because the metro area didn't want to travel, and they didn't really want to schedule you up, and it wasn't that way in football because you had a district, and you had to play in your district. Well, now I said, that didn't make sense. Why didn't they force everybody into a district? And so finally, it's like basketball's come from behind on all this, and they decided to go do that, and I think it's a good move.
Yeah, it's a good move. I think basketball is because of the number of games. In football, you play 1 game a week. In basketball, well, I'm playing 4 games this week.
Wow.
If I was in a tournament out of town, I'd be on the road 4 games this week. So I think that had a lot to do with it traveling.
Okay.
Another turnover.
Loose ball turnover. Northwest Classen tries to take it on the other end, and it's going to be kicked out. And so 5:51. It's a 5-0, 5-0 run for Northwest Classen. So you got Northwest. You got Newcastle in as a new, kind of new team added to this. So you've been able to maintain the 8. Are you happy with the selection since it's an invitational and you're the guy inviting?
Yeah,
this is pretty good for you.
Well, the Newcastle head coach is a 2004 graduate of Lawton High.
Okay.
Jesse Brown, there he goes. He's walking up. But, he has ties to this area, and Newcastle's been really competitive in 4A. They made the state tournament last year. And Jesse's always expressed to me that, if there's a spot that opens, he would love to fill that spot. So, we're super happy to get Newcastle. And Jesse's super excited to come home and play in L-Town. And so it's a really good fit.
Marco Gagliardi joins us on the headset for a little bit before he has to get for his primetime 8 o'clock matchup with a city rival, first time playing this year against the Eisenhower Eagles. We'll get your opinion there here shortly on that. But also loose ball picked up. Grant is going to try to get across the timeline. Does. with 5:47 still. Ball handling skills, you're going to have to be at your best against Northwest Classen because they are ball hawks and they're looking for a steal at a moment's notice, and they've shown that.
Yeah, I don't think U.S. Grant's got a decent look yet. They have more turnovers than shots attempted. There's another one.
Yeah, and another one that goes out in Northwest Classen in purple with the black. I want to thank our sponsors. We have in the upper corner is Waste Solutions. They are your title sponsor for this whole 3-day event. I want to thank them, and they're also sponsors of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Yeah, Lawton Chamber of Commerce was a big sponsor for this event also, and Liberty National Bank. Very appreciative to those 3 companies that helped us out. This is hopefully going to be a premier tournament for lots and lots of years.
Well, Micah Williams got tied up in the double team. He gets hammered there with the arm. And that's going to be 2 team fouls apiece, and we'll take it out underneath. Trilyn Hunt. Grant looking for their first bucket tonight. Looks to drive right, back up. A little bit of there's the first look of a strong layup that is missed, goes high off the mark off the glass, and a fast break opportunity on the other end of the floor for Northwest Classen is good to give a 7-0 lead and a 7-0 run. There's a dish and a back, and boy, they just can't buy a bucket, can they? U.S. Grant with 2 opportunities close range and come up short. Tries to go baseline, and he'll get with the foul.
That was Brandon Butler, number 11. He was second team all-conference last year.
I was also told, this is just an outsider asking the question because, they say that, well, this is going to limit the potential of people being involved in a lot of tournaments too. Is there any truth to that? I mean, because you only have so many that you can do. And so it's kind of a pick and choose, where are we going to go kind of a thing.
Yeah, so we had to drop out of a tournament.
Right.
And when I called Doug Shumpert over at Anadarko and said, hey, Coach, we can't come, he said – y'all have been coming for 33 years.
Yeah,
y'all are the longest tenured school at this tournament. I said, yeah. Unfortunately, districts has hamstrung us, and we obviously have to honor our intercity rivals. Yeah. So we have no games left. And hopefully I'm looking forward to OSSAA extending the games. Hopefully,
fast break opportunity is good.
Hopefully instead of 23 games, we're at 25 or 27. Yeah. So we can honor those because Edmond School District's in the same spot.
Well, and we've got connections with, the Oklahoma Sports Network has all 3 Mid-Del schools. In the Carl Albert tournament, all the boys can't play. So it's just going to be a girls tournament because of that factor right there. So what they were used to putting on, they can't. They Correct. Can only do it for the girls.
Well, in Edmond, all 3 Edmond schools are in different districts.
Okay.
So there's only 2 non-district games that they can play, and so they all had to drop a tournament to play each other. And so I think at the end of the day, districts will lose money if they don't give us a couple extra games, and I think that's on the docket.
Well, I mean, when you do that, it may be not completely thought out, then you come back and regroup and try to do what you can. A little steal coming back on the other side. U.S. Grant going to get a charge call. So an offensive is going to go up against Travell Fuller. That's going to be their team 4th already with 3:30 left to go, and substitutions coming in for Northwest Classen.
Yeah, it's been tough sledding so far for Grant. They've had a few opportunities to get good shots, didn't make them, and haven't capitalized on those opportunities.
Well, and you got 3-day events, so you got the loser side. Sure, it's double elimination basically. You get a couple of games in. You get to play and.
Yep, guaranteed 3.
3 games, guaranteed.
Grant's going zone here. Nice move.
But the soft touch. It's like. In tough games, you got to have those count, and like you said, you missed the dunk. You had a little bit the easy ones. What we used to say about free throws. You want to make those because they're not contested, and
Classen could easily be up 25-0.
Right, that's what I'm saying. A lot of opportunities. Yeah,
they've turned it over after turnovers. They've missed easy chippy ones, and so
And that's, you kind of shake the rust off. Now, here's the other thing is, too, I know you guys are so excited to start basketball season, and you get your practices in. And it's just because of the season that is sandwiched right around the holidays, you got to get these in because then there's that Christmas break. And some people go to tournaments, and then some people leave that alone. So it's just like you get started, you get everybody excited, and then you got to go on holiday break for about 2 weeks.
It's just the norm. When I coached girls, we used to play a holiday tournament, but then you get to practicing on Christmas Eve. So I think
no one's into it. And
I think there's really only one big school holiday festival. I think it's at Mustang, and it is a great one. But
right.
There's definitely a long break. But for coaches, you kind of play 5-6 games. You see where you're deficient,
right,
and then you use that 3 weeks off to fix those.
It's a foul on the floor as he goes strong to the hoop on baseline.
Shooting free throws, though. They're in the bonus.
And they're already in the bonus with that 5. We talked about that with the rules changes. 5, you go into the bonus, and they're going to have 5 on the quarter. And so we'll go to the line now. Yeah, we got to, our officials. You think about a long-time officials that have been doing 1-and-1s for like 30 years. And you got to go. Okay, that's not what this is anymore.
Yeah, 5 fouls. We got 2 more till we're in the 1-on-1 is what they're thinking probably. Right, they've done it for so long.
Yeah, I know. It's just, and he kind of looked. Okay, we're shooting 2.
And what I like about it, from like you asked me that question earlier, so for 2:55 they're in the bonus the rest of this quarter, and then Grant is not in the bonus again unless they foul 5 more times. So normally, once you get to that, you're in the bonus the whole half. So they're shooting free throws for 7, 8, 9 straight minutes, and so it really does bring into play a lot of strategy. I really like the rule change a lot.
Okay. Well, that's why I wanted to get your opinion. I mean, if you're able to tell us about that, as Grant's forced on the pressure, going to try to go coast to coast, up high off the glass, no good. They're still looking for their first bucket tonight, and that's going to go up behind and out of bounds.
Now, the new transfer rule, I'm not sure.
That's a
whole different animal.
I'm not even into that. Understand? I mean, there's a lot of jokes, a lot of memes about it, but you still, though. I mean, it's you say, well, it's not like college when you're selling the NL. Your parents, if you're going to go somewhere, you're going to have to pick up and still move. You know what I mean? I mean, for logistic purposes. I know you don't have to.
You don't have to.
But I mean, but all I'm saying is, I'm not going to live in Tulsa and then send my kid on the west side of the state and vice versa.
Correct.
Unless I'm going to be a lot closer. So I think it's going to be eliminated on logistics for that factor.
Yeah,
but, there's going to be some.
I don't think there's going to be a huge change, but in cities where there's multiple high schools and it's easy to commute an extra 5 or 10 minutes,
right?
There's going to be some change.
A steal up and in for 2 off the glass to make it a 12-0, 12-0 run. With 2:24 as Grant still looking for their first bucket tonight. Little rifle pass underneath is, they're going to say a little bit of a push with that, and that's going to be on number 22. That's Takarius Williams. He's just a freshman. Freshman on the floor. He's got some tall length to him. And they'll pick up their 3rd personal and team's first.
It's always nice having freshmen get on the floor, varsity for you. Because you got them for 3 more years after this, so it's always a good thing.
Talk about your team. You had a young team last year. You got them coming back, and you won't really graduate that many either.
No,
with this crew.
Yeah, I graduate 1 starter, 3 seniors, 1 starter. We still got a lot of sophomores that give us minutes. I think we play 5 or 6 sophomores. So we are still pretty young, in those terms. So a lot of room for growth for us. And I've really liked our start to the season. Won our first 3 district games. We're coming into this tournament, which has obviously got some heavyweights. So I'm excited to see kind of how we stack up and see if we compete and where we stand getting into Christmas break.
Long ball from downtown, and he'll bank the first 3-pointer of the night to bring it to 15.
Yeah, that's Leslie Rose. He has offers from OCU, Redlands. He was first-team all-conference last year. He's a good player.
That's another great thing is that, we get to eyeball a lot of great talent, that, some that are going to the next level, and, that's really special to see. You can say, well, I saw them win.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
Going to drive strong to the hoop. It's going to be deflected from behind. Northwest Classen with a fast break, coast-to-coast opportunity, but he's fouled on the way up. Getting our workout from our stripes tonight.
This feels like a pretty long first quarter, huh? Or is it just me?
Well, a little bit, because there has been, this. We're going to go back to that bonus opportunity. Shooting 2. First shot up and in. 16-0 run. 134 remain in quarter 1.
Tell you, this next game, Tulsa Memorial Newcastle's, it's going to be a good one. I'm excited to see that.
Boykins is able to connect on both to make it 17. And a steal coming back down the other way from Grant's opportunity. Northwest Classen splits the defenders, but loose ball. Grant going to push it up the floor. Tied up and then stolen by Northwest Classen. Here's an easy layup and a slam dunk. Or we're going to say the bucket counts and the harm. So you get the 2 and the 1. We'll get to see that here on instant replay. Easy, and then just let it go. Let it go. But unfortunately, gets the bucket and the harm. 19. Looking to go up double deuce with 20. And at to the line is Leslie Rose, as you mentioned. Senior opportunity. 1:15 remain here in quarter 1. Up and no good. As it went
hasn't went Grant's way, has it?
No. Well, and you got to credit Northwest Classen's defense. I mean, and they've not let off at all. And, I mean, they are looking to pick your pocket. You better have your ball skills because they're coming, And
There's a chance 2-on-1 right here. Oh.
And then tipped away out of bounds, last touch by Classen. So Grant will get the opportunity to try to get their first bucket of the night with 1:10 left to go here in quarter 1.
Love the new floor, Got that redone after last year's tournament. And it looks so much better. And I asked a few players when they were here for shoot around. They said it really plays nice.
But the only thing is, and we'll talk about this briefly on the miss and the layup, Grant still looking for their first bucket in the final minute. Alley-oop pass is going to be out of bounds. But it has the different feel still at the Coliseum because your backdrop is different from a high school gym, so it plays with you. Now, one thing that I'm glad of, and we always had to bring it up, there were 3 markings on the floor for an NBA range, collegiate, and high school, and the kids were always confused, and they were always trying to go from NBA range.
Who are you telling? My kids, I kept telling them, quit shooting 30-footers.
Yeah, I know, because they were seeing a line, and they're looking at it in their peripheral. So now that they've done that away, the only drawback is that deception in the back behind the boards that you don't get in a high school gym as to here. And so the depth perception a little bit different, but I am so glad that the markings of the 3 has now gone away.
100%. Yeah, well, I mean, every year I fight that battle. We're shooting 30-footers.
And you can't tell them, and they all do it. We've seen it enough times. Goes up and around and still looking for an opportunity for Grant, and it bounced out into the hands of Northwest Classen for a rebound. Man, up against 4 defenders, splits it out. That makes a free ball. And now it's up top for a 3, and bank that.
Classen's going to get to use their whole bench this game, huh? So he looks like he's bringing 5 at a time in. Scores table for the second quarter.
So down to 5 seconds, and we are going to end quarter number 1. I want to thank Waste Solutions for their title sponsorship of the Great Plains Invitational. Quarter 1 in the books. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Are you looking for more than just a job? Barres Foods in Lawton offers a career with a competitive starting wage, opportunity for advancement, life and health insurance, including medical, dental, and vision, as well as 401k retirement plan. At Barres, you can be proud of a company that gives back to the community. But most of all, you can take pride from making a quality product. Barres Foods, making the best tasting hot dogs and smoked sausages, the food America likes to eat. So come be a part of a winning team and start your path to success today.
Well, welcome back to the Great Plains Coliseum. Quarter one in the books. It's been all Northwest Classen. U.S. Grant looking for their first bucket tonight. It's a 22-0 lead for Northwest Classen after one quarter. So Coach Marco Gagliardi, let him go sit down and watch a little bit of basketball. But Braden Gulig, you joined us with, you were with our broadcast team about a year ago for MacArthur, and you're on the staff helping with basketball. And got a newborn at the house. You're kind of adapting to a new lifestyle now. Huh?
Absolutely, yeah. It's been a crazy transition. It's been fun. It's a lot different than Now you've got two more people to worry about, other than just yourself. And then you get married. It's you and your wife, and now you got a kid, and a lot of moving parts. But it's fun, and I'm having a blast being a dad. It's
grew up
great.
fast there,
yeah.
And you said she's growing too.
Oh yeah, she's getting big.
Yeah.
She's getting huge. And I love it.
So it's going to be inbounds for Jalen Lopez. We'll toss that back over to Butler. As Brandon Butler will look to drive, split two defenders up, and back iron's no good. Rebounded by U.S. Grant. Coming back down the floor looking for their first bucket tonight. Just that defense there. Finally, as U.S. Grant gets on the board.
8.5 minutes.
Backed his way in and kind of a turnaround, used the glass up and in, but the return favor is just as quick. Come back down with 7:16 and counting. Quarter number 2. Got some great matchups coming up a little bit later on. Northwest Classen and Memorial will be next, followed by Lawton High and Putnam City, and then to the nightcap tonight is MacArthur and Eisenhower, so you can pack the gym. I think it's $5 to get in, right?
Yes, sir.
$5.
And it's Newcastle and Memorial, Tulsa Memorial, next game.
Oh, did I say that wrong?
You said Northwest Classen.
Oh, I'm sorry. Northwest Classen.
They don't get to play back-to-back.
Yeah, that's correct. Newcastle and the Racers. So if you're in your office kind of taking a sneak peek of afternoon action, there's still going to be a 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 8 o'clock games following. So a lot of round ball to go see as we're going to round perimeter past this. Back in to try to set up a shot. 3 ball all the way. Back iron's no good. Tries for the loose ball into the hands of Northwest Classen. Going to stretch the floor. 3 ball coming back the other way, and that's in. Makes it 27. And then stolen back down the other way. Grant tries to put a little bit of pressure, but that's running up and down the floor pretty fast. As he split defenders, come from behind, and he'll get hacked, and he'll go shoot two.
You and Coach Gagliardi were talking about how this tournament, was the first year was last year, and the Coliseum has always been used for, obviously, the Comanche County tournament, which I had the opportunity to play in when I was at Elgin. I always was curious as to why the bigger schools never had a tournament here.
Yeah,
and
this brings that opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes,
and I think it's pretty cool that obviously all 3 Lawton schools get to be a part of it.
Yep.
And now we're bringing more talent from all over the state that you don't necessarily get to see all the time. So, like you said, this is a great opportunity. If you ain't got nothing to do on a Thursday night, come check out some basketball.
Yeah, you got that. And Friday with a double it up, and Saturday for a slate of consolation and finals. So, yeah, and when you got Tulsa Memorial and, what Coach said with Newcastle and Lawton High, and the MacArthur Highlanders, going to dribble behind his back. Going to circumvent 3 defenders up with a nice little launch with a soft right hand. Up and in for 2. 31-3. Back down, trying to get that underneath, but that's just going to be stripped, stolen. Coming back down on the other end of the floor. Up and in. Fast break. It's LA Laker basketball back in the day, in the 80s and 90s for old school people like myself.
That's a little before me. Right?
Yeah, but you've heard the term, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Showtime.
Yep. And this is what they're doing, putting on a show. And even with that one, a little putback, soft touch, get the shooter's bounce to make it 35.
And I'm not sure if Classen stayed the night last night, but they probably got off a bus after about an hour-and-a-half drive. And, it took them a quarter to warm up, but they look to be back in form here in the second quarter.
Got a little bit of brief timeout with a substitution of players. Grant in their all-white Northwest Classen in their dark black with purple numbers designed down the shorts. Going to drive, look for the bounce pass, turnaround jumper in the lane, no good. Rebounded by Northwest Classen. That's the other thing is not only the defense, but they're out rebounding. I think they almost got every one. Grant's probably had an opportunity. Goes strong to the hoop, and he's fouled on the way in.
Yeah, Northwest Classen is definitely imposing their will on both ends of the floor. They're making U.S. Grant speed up with the press and the trap, and then just playing sound defense on this end of the floor, and it's causing a lot of problems.
Just a couple of bounces. Goes off for Crawford. Shooter's motion. Those who are on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You get to see all of our sports content throughout the year. Just got done with most of all of football. Gets the rebound, puts it back up, and a foul, and the bucket counts. So, and the harm. Make it 37. Be the second on Jalen Johnson. Gets that one to go to a three-point swing. A perimeter past that as much. I got a baseline going, but two defenders there had kind of put it off. He was off the mark underneath the board, but rebound for Northwest Classen goes coast to coast, and as he does the exchange from the high left to the right in the passover, he's fouled on the way in. Have some of these up on our Facebook Live as well. You can download our free app, searching Oklahoma Sports Network on your Apple Store or your Android, and that gets you on the phone. You're also on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. From way downtown, NBA range, we're going to say that's good.
Well, and you've got Northwest Classen up by 30, and their coaches are still coaching hard like it's a 2-point ball game. I love to see that.
It's in and out of the cylinder. It's going to go out. Northwest Classen will take the possession. Going to happen is the winner will advance, and they will take on the winner of the Newcastle-Tulsa Memorial game, which is the next featured game of this contest. Welcome to the Great Plains Invitational, the Great Plains Coliseum. The second year, stepped out on the line on the rebound.
Oh, they're going to get a foul.
Oh, they are going to get a foul. I thought it was basically going to be taking it out. And a 30-second timeout, so we'll take it with them. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Becker Raybon Funeral Home has been serving the funeral needs of Southwest Oklahoma since 1940 and is owned by the Raybon family. We believe family ownership makes a great difference in the care and service your family receives. Their staff is eager to find ways to assist you. Whether it's with live streaming or benefit assistance, we can help. When it comes to measuring personal levels of service, there are other funeral homes, and then there is ours, Becker Raybon Funeral Home, 1502 Fort Sill Boulevard.
All right, so back after the quick timeout, 30-second timeout, here at the Great Plains Coliseum and the Great Plains Invitational, year number 2, featuring Northwest Classen and U.S. Grant. The Classen's up 41-3, and a whistle.
I didn't even see what happened.
Kind of missed it myself. I was miffed that it was a foul, and I thought it was out of bounds, but we're going to inbounds here. The only other thing is, too, because that's not their style, Northwest Classen is not shut off the gas. I mean, they're not going to play stall ball. You know, I mean, that's not who they are. So, you know, it has nothing to do with that's who they are. I mean, you know, it's just so you're going to have to maintain that, or, you know, it's a steal coming back the other way, and that's going to get tied up with a foul on the way in.
You know, and you have people that get upset about teams running up the score, but when you're able to do like Northwest Classen, they're getting everything they want. Shots aren't necessarily falling. I know they have 43 points, so you're like, well, how are their shots not falling? Well, they've missed several. I mean,
they have.
If 5 or 6 more of those shots go in, I mean, it's almost a 60-point first half, and there's 3 minutes left in the second quarter. And like you said, they're not going to turn it off. That's not how they play basketball.
A couple of bounces, and then hits the front iron, back and out. Still stays at 43 with 3:02 left to go.
And something interesting that we learned with the districts is it's just going to be like football with point differentials.
Okay.
So if we beat somebody by 3 and they come back and beat us by 4, they have the head-to-head because of point differentials. And so that's just
interesting
like
strategy that comes into play, and all those district points count. And that's good to educate, you know, for those with the changes of really what all it does around the board. I mean, and what Coach was talking about, a little bit of strategy is changed. You're different in your philosophy and some things, and another whistle on the floor.
And we are back in the bonus.
Yeah, back in the bonus is Grant's put up the 5.
Oh.
No, it's Grant's got – Northwest Classen's got 5. U.S. Grant's got 2.
Oh.
Right?
Right. Yep, you're right. Read the home and away
I mean, because you know when you're at a tournament, you forget, well, who's the home team again?
Exactly.
I forgot who the home team was. We got some kind of –
Oh, I think scores table got it wrong. So Grant is supposed to have 5 team fouls.
Okay, I think so, yeah, shooting 2. I think you're right. I think they got it messed up. We had it right. Okay, so we get to congratulate ourselves that Grant had the 5. Northwest Classen had the 2. Coach had to tell them, and then they're going to have to flip that because the scoreboard didn't indicate that. And I think that's why there was a confusion on the floor. So I think they'll get that straightened out.
I thought that was wrong.
I said, well, who's the home team? We were just disagreeing with ourselves. Shot up and in. Now they're going to bring – yep. Now they fixed it on the scoreboard. So we're set now.
Coach G said he likes the change for the basketball reason. The only thing, these basketball games can take a lot longer if you got a bunch of fouls that happen early.
Well, that's the truth. And the other night I didn't see that. So, I mean, we're going to see a little bit of difference. But if there's not, then that really floats around. But pickpocket and stolen, Northwest Classen on the drive. Little exchange, unselfishly with a pass. Up off the glass for 2 is good. Should make it 47. Not going to trust the – that kind of gets fired out underneath. Back out, 3 ball on the way. Misses the mark into the hands of Grant with 2 minutes to go, crossing the timeline. He'll get double teamed at the go. Looks at the 3 momentarily, comes back near side. Tries right, kick out.
Classen goes to a 3-2 here.
Almost stolen. Now it is. and then restolen momentarily. It goes off the leg of U.S. Grant, so Northwest Classen will take the possession.
Actually, I think they're going to give it to Grant here. I think it went off a Classen player.
Oh, okay. He pointed the other way, though.
Yeah, he pointed one way, and then I guess he fixed it himself.
I got you.
Well, in something, Coach, this is my second year with Coach Gagliardi on his staff, and something I learned and have been learning is that when you're in a game like this is a really good opportunity, especially if you're obviously Northwest Classen here. It's a really good opportunity for you as a coach to help control the game by working on certain aspects of the way you play basketball. So if you're not necessarily great at slowing it down and running set plays against a zone or a man or whatever defense they're playing, then this is a really good opportunity and a big play there for Classen. A really good opportunity.
Big slam dunk there
for you
to bring it to 50.
Work on things you're not necessarily the best at.
Well, that's a good point. You know, I mean, and you know, I think there's a lot to say about that's why you play in a tournament. You know, I mean, you can really get a lot of basketball in. You can get a lot of adjustments. Coach mentioned it, then you can go back and see what lacking, you know, during the holiday break, and then what you can implement to put in for that big run to try to get to state.
Absolutely.
Touchback, stole, back up off the glass for two is good. Phillips gets to connect with the final 18, and halftime coming up. Have our halftime, and he went over the timeline, and that's going to be a turnover. So I don't know if he didn't know where his feet placements were, but Coach wasn't happy about that. Say, you know, I know you're going to dribble it right there, but you crossed into the field, then you came back. So over and back is the call. Coaches are saying, yeah, I saw it. Well, we're going to talk about that later.
It's a good thing halftime's coming up.
Yeah. Final 10 seconds. Grant with the ball, trying to get that final shot off. Will they? No. I think it's going to let it fly. Nope. And that's going to be the end of the second quarter. And we are into the first half, 50-5. Northwest Classen with the lead. We'll be back with more of the Great Plains Invitational right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Bank First is uniquely Oklahoman, deeply rooted in over 50 communities statewide. From those roots, our investment in education springs forth, helping to raise the Oklahoma leaders of tomorrow while providing financial strength to the business leaders of today. That's the kind of loyalty that helps entire communities thrive. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
Memorial Medical Group's orthopedic specialists are the most experienced team in Southwest Oklahoma. Our orthopedic surgeons are trained to diagnose and treat shoulder, knee, hip, hand, and foot conditions, as well as orthopedic trauma, sports, or work-related injuries. And they're the only ones in the area to offer Mako robotic-assisted surgery for knee and hip replacement. When you need bone and joint help, trust MMG Orthopedics to get you back to living your best life.
Welcome to the Great Plains Coliseum. It is the Great Plains Invitational year number 2 and getting ready for third quarter action. Do want to thank Waste Solutions. They're your title sponsor for this event and growing with the 8 teams that we're going to see in action today. So happy to see the full slate when you've got all 3 Lawton schools plus Putnam City, Newcastle, Tulsa Memorial, U.S. Grant, Northwest Classen. Come back to action, Northwest Classen, and they're all dark black with gold numbers. U.S. Grant all white with a kind of a black and red numerical setup. Grade Buelig and myself, Eric Sherem. Graydon's going to be on camera and color analyst, and myself I'm going to be in for a ride of the first of 4 games. So if you're in the area and you want to see some great basketball, get ready because you've got Newcastle and Tulsa Memorial coming up next, followed by Lawton High and Putnam City at 6, and then 8 o'clock slate. Yeah, it's a city rival. Let's pack the gym out for MacArthur and Eisenhower.
Yeah, I'm really excited for tonight's matchup.
So we're going to inbounds with U.S. Grant. Going to flip side to the other end of the court. We're going to get to see Northwest Classen a little bit on our side when they come down the floor with that full court press. We've already got one going in.
That was quick. 7 seconds.
That was 7 seconds in the first whistle and a foul on the floor. So you talk about how aggressive that Northwest Classen plays. And so, will that in other situations potentially get them into foul trouble? Now, Grant shown what they gave to Northwest Classen as gifts, So you want to start off with that right out of the gate.
Yeah, and Tuesday night we ran into foul trouble pretty quick. Our big had 3 early. Our best defender had 3 early. And they shot 14 free throws, 14 more than we did.
It's got a lane in violation for U.S. Grant, so you'll take that opportunity away. So there we go with the opportunity. Lays that one up in. No good. Rebounded by U.S. Grant. Lets that one sail kind of right from the charity stripe. Able to get that one up. A little floater to get the 2.
It's a good start for Grant out of the half.
3 ball on the way. Rattles in and out for Northwest Classen. Gets the rebound. Tries to get the little dish pass underneath. Loose ball picked up by Grant. So Grant's got a little bit of run and momentum themselves because, Northwest Classen's going to take the foot off the gas, so to speak, emotionally, and they're going to be fouled on the way in. And just like that, we're going to talk about foul number 2 for Northwest Classen. As we mentioned, there is no 1-and-1, no bonus to worry about. The bonus is 5 team fouls for the rest of the way, so they've kind of changed that. Little bend in the knees, up, and no. Come up a little bit shy. Second shot coming up. Bounces front iron and gets the shooter's roll to get 8. Tries to go strong. It's deflected and goes out of bounds, so going to inbounds from underneath. Goes strong to the hoop. Misses. Opportunity at Grant. Fast break opportunity. Oh, and they got threw that one away. Going to call a jump ball. I think the first one tonight. It's been fouls and out of bounds, but I've never had that. We've had a tip, or where you actually scrape the ball, but inbounds underneath, turn around, has nowhere to go with the jumper. outside perimeter. Getting a little sloppy now from what Northwest Classen was doing from earlier. And I think that's what happens is when you take off the gas, you really can't ignite it back. You know, I mean, you don't get it back.
Yeah.
It's hard to.
Especially when you play like that all the time.
Yeah.
It's hard to, like I said earlier, this is an opportunity for Classen to work on that and allow them to get some looks in their game when it's slowed down rather than just run and gun the whole time.
40-point lead gets to 10 now for U.S. Grant with 5:59 and counting here in third quarter. So maybe we'll start to speed things up a little bit. I noticed that they were not playing aggressive on the trail to try to foul it all, you know. That goes out of bounds. Last touch by Classen. Grant with the possession. Northwest Classen, unless they just give up this 40-point lead, will advance to take on the winner of the next contest between Newcastle and Tulsa Memorial. And that game will be played at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. Those who keep tabs, and as we mentioned, this is the first of the 4 games slated here at the Coliseum. A lot of basketball to play and enjoy.
It's a good time of the year.
Yeah, I mean, football just came to conclusion for the bigger schools. They got some smaller schools, Class B, Class 2A. We'll talk a little bit about a change. We're talking about changes with district for basketball and basketball changes for rules, but something coming up next year, a little turnaround jumper with a hook, sky hook in the paint is good for 2.
And that's a freshman for Classen, so he's getting some varsity minutes under his belt, which is good for the future of that program.
Going to let that bank off the glass for 2 as Grant getting some momentum now with some points. Lets that one sail for a 3 ball to make it 55 with 5:08 left to go. No, what I was going to say is the change coming for next year with the smaller schools that have like 64 in them, they're going to divide up like 6A1 and 6A2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that means 2A, A, and B will all have 32, and they'll have a top side and a bottom side, just like 6A, and you'll divide those up.
That's interesting.
And you'll have another state champion, you know. So banks that one with another 3 ball away. I'm going to credit that, give him the points. And I think that is what OSSA was looking at. You know, they get that up in the foul. But I think ideally, and I've been saying this way before they started this, I mean, it was really kind of, okay, if class size matters, which it does, as your ADM decides whether you're what class you are.
Right.
But at the time, in 6A, you had schools from the east that would not divide up into 2 and 3 schools like the West and Oklahoma City did.
Okay.
So you really couldn't say to the one side, well, you need to divide up and have 3 schools. And you can't go, because they said, well, the solution is, well, why don't Lawton just combine and have 1 school, or Putnam City, or Edmond, or any of those, Norman. Well, it's unfair to say we're going to give up our tradition or heritage of a school just so. No, what we're going to do is because, and it was really divided with the East. You had Jenks, Broken Arrow, Tulsa Union, all of those. Their ADMs were like, as a travel, and 8,000, 6,000,
wow.
And then you have Lawton High at like 1,800, 1,500, enrollment. So now you divided it up from the top side to the bottom side.
Right.
And I think that really, and it made it, Bixby was big enough to keep growing, and now they're a 6A1 school, and it didn't hurt them at all.
Right.
Deer Creek kept moving up, and 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A, But, so
I didn't know Deer Creek was that small.
At
I didn't
one
know
time,
they were a 3A school.
Well, it was just, it's like, early on, it's kind of like Elgin when you talk
right.
about, their growth of now they're a 5A school.
Yeah.
When you were with them, were they 4A then?
Yeah, we were 4A. So the first year of high school, it wasn't really a conversation. The ball started rolling, I think, towards the end of my freshman year because Elgin has a lot of move-ins and move-outs with Fort Sill being so close just down the highway.
Yeah.
And one year we were 6 kids away, one year we were 7 or 8, and it was like we got the same amount of move-ins as people that left. So we would stay at the top side of 4A. And then all of a sudden it just seemed like it kept growing and growing and growing, and now they're, last year that was their first year in 5A. And
oh, wow, what a readjust after that. I thought he was going to mishandle that, but gets away from them as he tries to get the shot upfield with a fast break opportunity up and in for 2. Make it 63. 3.5 to go. We're having more of a conversation and communication of sports when you have a game like this, but, it's like it's what you can have in tournaments that goes out of bounds.
And I think Elgin's done a pretty good job of staying competitive, because I know they moved up to 5A a couple times in volleyball when I was in high school, just because our volleyball team was very dominant in 4A, and then they were able to compete at the 5A level. But I knew at some point Elgin was just going to keep growing, and they had obviously the opportunity to now play in 5A in football, and then now every sport is 5A. So I think it's cool to see, especially being when I was there, and now they have a massive stadium, a brand new fine arts center, and all the growth there. It's pretty cool to see.
So a little bit of
great play right there. Good move.
That's right there.
Way to keep his head up to see the open man. Little dish underneath. Looked really good. And this is an opportunity for these younger guys on Classen to maybe show that, hey, maybe I am ready for varsity basketball.
Yeah. Well, and they get extra minutes, and you can't sub that out for real game, for practice time to game time and game experience. We see that like in football, for example. You get a starter who's a sophomore. By the end of that year, he's a true junior, with his experience, and then coming back for his junior year, So
and then a whole nother year before his senior year, and he's has a chance to be really, really good.
If you can get it to work out that way. Occasionally you can get a starter as a freshman and get a 4-year starter
like Midwest City a couple years ago.
Yes. Elgin has done that with Laura. There's a back end with a steal. So they get the putback shot, the steal to go back up, and a foul. Still with 3 team fouls for Northwest Classen, 3 for Grant.
And it's good to see, Northwest Classen, the starters, guys who play a lot of minutes in all the varsity games, being able to support and cheer on their younger players, their younger teammates, and get to return the favor that they do while they're on the bench.
Yeah. Second shot coming up. Bending these, back iron's no good. We got a lane violation or what? No, we're going to get.
Yeah, lane violation number 2 for Grant. Give Northwest Classen one more shot.
Tries to argue the point. Comes up shy and gets that one to go in this time. 2:10 left to go here in the third quarter. Sky hooped that in. Up off the glass for 2 is good.
Classen goes to their press a little bit. Pick up the intensity again.
He's going to go up and shoot 2. Williams to the line.
Ball rolled all the way underneath you and I, Eric.
Oh.
All the way outside.
Okay. Out through the.
Luckily, there's a wall there. It may still be wrong.
Exit. Yeah. Yes.
Just hit 1 hour of game time. And one thing I like about how Marco has set the tournament up, it's an only boys tournament. There's no girls teams. And we're able to have a 25-minute warm-up compared to your regular 10 or 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Allows you to get a little bit more loose, more shots up. A little bit more conversation can happen.
Around that,
really good defense.
Some passes and comes up Northwest Classen on a fast break. Steal up, layup, no, and a foul on the way up, I think. One more and we'll be in the bonus for the rest of this quarter. We got 1:33 left. Bending the knees up and in. Second shot up. Back iron's no good. Loose ball picked up and a collision there at the baseline with the push. And that will be their fourth.
That's the worst foul in basketball, 94 feet from the basket.
Yeah, it's just and unnecessary, really.
Yeah.
I know you're trying to go for the ball in one way, but one aspect. Less than a minute 30 left to go here in quarter number 3. Going to go strong to the hoop, back. Irons it, misses. Northwest Classen, loose ball picked up. Good ball handling skills, gets that away from a potential loose ball steal. Rims in and out. Grant with a rebound. The minute 7, boy, that hit him in the face. He turned around, the ball was there.
Talk about using your head.
Yeah. 3 ball on the way. No good. Coming back down on the other end of the floor. Nice little pass. I like that. You know, unselfish, looking for your teammate that's just hanging out underneath the basket with 40 seconds left to go in the third quarter. This is game number 1 of 4 today of our 8 teams in action. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday for the Great Plains Invitational. Kind of gives our crew a little workout before the Comanche County Tournament, which is coming up in January, and a foul on the way in. Good to see that. That's 4 games a day.
Yeah,
Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday for the finals.
You think this is a lot of basketball? You should come to the county tournament. There's basketball all day long.
Yep.
6 out of the 7, really. Or 5 out of the 7 because you're off on Wednesday.
Yep.
One day, Monday, we'll start with the girls, and then Tuesday with the boys, and then Thursday, Friday. Like you said, championship games on Saturday.
Dante Phillips not able to connect on the last ones with a final 10 seconds left to go. 3 ball on the way. Back off the glass, hits the rim, no good. Rebound, and then he's going to get the rebound. It's going to go the other way. He's did step on the line because I thought he was going to throw the ball against Grant, but I think he was on the line. Talked about this with Coach Gagliardi. Got a new floor here at the Classen. No, it is going to be Northwest Classen. He pointed that direction. I was going with his call.
It's the 3rd time he's done that today.
Yeah, okay, never mind. He knew what he meant, but he just didn't display what he really meant, but he corrected it.
Right.
So it's Northwest Classen's ball. That's what I figured. The kid bounced it off of Grant. Went out, loose ball. Grant not going to get an opportunity to get a shot to end the third quarter. 74-15. We'll be back with the 4th and final quarter right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Here at Classic Lawton Chevrolet, we love our community and we want to show our appreciation.
We offer savings for military, first responders, college students, and educators, giving back to those who give everything they've got.
What's in your driveway? You don't have to come onto the lot, we'll bring it to you.
Get a 360-degree view and video summary of every vehicle. Top dollar for your trade and even get pre-approved. ClassicChevyNation.com.
What's in your driveway?
Enjoy the difference.
Well, where sports is our middle name, we are the Oklahoma Sports Network. Welcome into the 4th and final period of game number 1 between Northwest Classen and U.S. Grant. got to say that just got done with our football championships, and we had a lot of the highlights and interviews with winning coaches and players. We're excited to do that for all the big three sports. We'll do that again for basketball and baseball. We're trying to make our presence known, so you can follow us on any social media platform with Instagram, X, Facebook and YouTube. TikTok, yeah. Got
them everywhere.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
You can watch on Roku TV and
Amazon Fire and Apple. We just try to be where people are. And so whatever your preferred platform is, you'll get to see kind of something, yeah. So, if you're into Facebook, then you'll find us there. If you're Instagram, so really kind of been educational. A lot of the young youth are on X because that's where coaches and recruiters are. So we really can get into that. YouTube has really been strong for us for young males, 18 to 24. Has been our biggest jump. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, which you're watching this presentation on now. 7:17 left to go in the fourth and final period.
Little walk there. Got away with one.
Loose ball picked up. Fast break opportunity. Layup up on the way. Loses it. The tip-back rebound is no good, into the hands of Grant. So 2 opportunities missed. Got that partially deflected in the lane. Loose ball again. Northwest Classen going to go down and then slow things just up a bit as he crosses and waits for the man to come from the timeline. Big, long, strong drive to the hoop. Gets that deflected in the lane, and now a fast break opportunity for Grant coming up. And they're going to be fouled on the way up as Phillips tries to take it the distance, and he'll be picked up off the floor. See that here on instant replay. I'd say don't foul when you come across and just let it go. You're not going to be in the play. Well, you are in the books now because it was credited with your first foul.
Well, yeah, if you're not scoring or getting any rebounds, you got to get in the book somehow.
Yeah. So they got 1 team foul apiece. As we mentioned, the new rules, no 1-and-1, just 5 to get in the bonus. Both have 1 apiece.
Matter of fact, the first time I ever played varsity, that's the only way I got in the book. I had 2 fouls.
Well, see, there you go. I'm official now.
I'm there.
74-15, 6.5 to go. Just kind of behind his back, puts it up, gets the connection to make it 76. That's that one loose. Off the glass, no good. Going to drive, stop, and pop, no good. Rebounded, though. Northwest Classen tries to put it up off the glass. Reflected and dejected.
Okay, I think he got this one right with his hands.
Yeah, they're all back and retreating, so the only body that is there is U.S. Grant. So,
it's good to see U.S. Grant. I know it's 76-15, and that's got to be tough to play. But they're still, these young guys are still out here trying everything they can to get a bucket.
And that's what you do. If you love the game, you love the sport, I don't care if it's horse in the backyard. You're going to.
Got to compete.
You got to compete. 5:45 left to go. Crosses the timeline. Don't forget, we've got 3 more games in action at the Coliseum. Coming up next will be Newcastle and Tulsa Memorial. Can't wait for that one. Followed by the Lawton schools. Lawton High will take on Putnam City at 6. MacArthur and Eisenhower at 8. Pack the gym for that city rivalry. We want to hear some noise tonight at 8 o'clock on a Thursday night. Goes baseline. Brings that back up top. Eyes the 3. Launches. Hits the front of the rim. No good. As the one-handed rebound gets away, the defender grabs it, puts it back up and in.
It's a good play by the freshman. Just giving himself an opportunity to find the rebound. Defender falls, and so that makes the bucket really, really easy.
A little free one at the free throw practically inside the paint. No good. Missed by Williams. It's Micah not able to connect with that. 4:44 and counting. Eyes that one. Boy, he was kind of said, I got it. Gave a little hot hand in the corner to bring it to 80. I was wondering if we're going to see triple digits or not, but they're not really pushing for that. I don't think they necessarily, but we got 4.5 to go. So
There's that, but, I mean, they could probably be there. They missed a lot of easy ones
they did
in the first quarter.
In the first quarter, yeah, by far.
Waits
for the defenders to readjust, to put it up off the glass, still fighting away to get it to 19. Little sky hook, no good, rebounded by Grant. They'll push the floor with 4 to go, halfway through this fourth and final period.
Not too many stoppages this quarter.
Well, Northwest Classen will advance to that winner's side of the bracket, and they will take on the winner of Tulsa Memorial and Newcastle, which that game will be coming up next. Oh, there's a free one. Up and in.
Love when the big fella runs the floor, finds an easy one for your team. And there's a foul.
Going to get 2 shots coming up for Michael Williams. He's a senior. And a substitution coming in. Zach Pitts, the freshman, comes in. Bend the knees, try to get to 20. Back iron's no good. 3:19 left to go. There, we're going to find out. Oh, and wait for the defender to fly by. Puts up a shot, no good. Rebound. Another opportunity with a miss. Second opportunity, but Grant with the rebound. We'll perimeter pass this around. Oh, a good drive. The defenders kind of gave an open lane, but the ball gets out of his hands. Coming back the other way, Northwest Classen with the bucket. Make it 84.
If they push it here, they got a chance. But like you said, I don't think they're going to.
I don't think that's what they're not wanting to do that.
It is pretty fun to score 100. It's not very often
I understand that. Yeah. We still got 2.5 to go. Grant gets the free throw, the rebound and the automatic shot to go up to get into the 20s. Went out of bounds. U.S. Grant with the opportunity. Waits for 2 defenders to go by. Bounces that up. They're going to go out. Look for a little bit of help. Full court press by Grant against Northwest Class. And they just get across the timeline. Waits, offensive.
Offensive foul.
Going to call a charge on the freshman Manny Morales. That's going to be his first and the team third. 146 and counting. Boy, lets that one a little bit inerrant in the paint. Lets that one get connected. Coming back down the floor, lets that one fly. Hits the front of the rim. Loose ball picked up by Northwest Classen. As there was both hands on the ball. No backcourt. Oh, lets that one sail. That was smooth and pretty to bring it to 86. The final 110 and counting. Up off the glass for 2 is good. So less than a minute. They don't really need to do anything with it. They can hold whatever they can if you want. Hold it down to 46. Gage around the corner. Oh, loses it. Stripped And it's going to go out off of Northwest Classen. Ball went right off Lopez's body. 40 seconds to try to score the last in game number 1 of the first of 4. Stay tuned. Newcastle and Tulsa Memorial coming up next. High off the mark, hits the rim, 27 seconds remain. Steele, he's going to trail behind him. He's not going to foul, thankfully. I thought he was going to put his hand up, but he just used the body as a little, gets the rebound. Now we're going to foul after
he wasn't going to let him get 2 easy ones.
Yeah, because they had the steal and the back-to-back. 8 seconds remain.
It is warm in here.
Traylon Hunt, the freshman, to the line. Yeah, I know, and then, you wait till 8 o'clock, and as long as they don't turn the heat on, because then you got to have a lot of body heat, a lot of people here. Inviting you to come to the Coliseum if you're watching us on the network.
Yeah, we're not saying stay home. We want you to be here tonight.
Yep.
Just you may dress a little cooler.
Yeah, something you can take off. Yeah. Always saying cold weather, if you don't have enough, you can't put anything on that you don't have. But, if you dress warm, you can always remove a jacket, sweater, sweatshirt. Gets the rebound off the rim. The final 5 seconds playing for the last shot. 3 seconds, 2, 1. That is going to do it. 86-26 is your final. And Northwest Classen will advance to take on the winner of this next contest. Both teams going to congratulate each other on, and we've already got Northwest Classen off the floor, Newcastle on the floor, and here comes Tulsa Memorial for their warm-up. So we will conclude this end of the broadcast for Grade Bulig and myself, Eric Sherem, bidding you a pleasant good afternoon for this one, but we're going to come back in about 30 minutes with the next one up right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Thanks for watching this presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.